Welcome back. This is Lesson 11 in our Level S vocabulary series. As always, we'll focus on a key phrase for each word to help you remember it in context. Think of the phrase as a memory hook. It gives you a concrete example to lock the word into your long-term memory. Let's get started. The first word is adroit, and the phrase is adroit handling of the ball. Now picture someone dribbling a basketball or playing soccer with amazing control. They're not just playing casually, they're skillful, precise, and quick. That's what adroit means. It describes someone who is clever and skillful, especially with their hands or body. You could also say someone is adroit in conversation if they know how to speak smoothly and think on their feet. Another example is, she was adroit at managing difficult situations, meaning she handled things with skill and grace. Next, we have benevolent, and the phrase is the benevolent priest. Think of a kind, generous priest who helps the poor, visits the sick, and gives without expecting anything in return. That's what benevolent means, someone who is charitable and well-meaning. The root bene means good, and it shows up in other words like benefit and beneficial. You might hear someone say, she runs a benevolent organization that helps orphans, or the king was known for his benevolent rule, meaning he treated his people with kindness. Now, let's look at delineate, from the phrase, delineate the riot in pictures. This means to describe or portray something in great detail. If someone delineates a riot in pictures, they're not just sketching random chaos, they're capturing the key moments, the people, the emotions, the events. You could say, the speaker delineated her plan clearly, or the lines on the map delineate each district, meaning the boundaries are drawn precisely. The next word is elucidate, as in elucidate the theory. To elucidate something means to make it clear or easier to understand. If someone elucidates a theory, they explain it step by step, maybe with examples or diagrams. This word shares a root with lucid, which means clear. Other ways we might hear this used are, can you elucidate what you meant by that comment? Or, the professor elucidated a very difficult concept in simple terms. Let's move on to frivolous, like in a frivolous point or a frivolous lawsuit. Frivolous means lacking seriousness or importance. A frivolous point in a debate might be off-topic or silly. A frivolous lawsuit is one without real legal weight, something filed just to cause trouble. We might say, he was criticized for making frivolous remarks during the meeting, or she spends money on frivolous things, meaning things that aren't really necessary or meaningful. Next is indigenous, and the phrase is the indigenous people. Indigenous means native to a certain region. The indigenous people of a land are those who lived there long before others arrived, like Native Americans in North America. You could also say, these plants are indigenous to the Amazon rainforest, or they're studying the indigenous cultures of the Arctic region. Now we have meticulous, and the phrase is a meticulous housekeeper. This is someone who's extremely careful and pays attention to every little detail. A meticulous housekeeper wouldn't miss a speck of dust. They would clean thoroughly and organize everything perfectly. You might hear, he's meticulous about keeping his notes organized, or she painted the model with meticulous detail. The next word is prattle, and the phrase is the baby prattled on. To prattle means to talk in a silly or meaningless way, especially at length. When we say the baby prattled on, we're imagining a little one making sounds or saying random words endlessly. It can also be used for adults, like, they prattled about the latest gossip for hours, or he prattled on during the meeting, wasting everyone's time. Now we come to resolution, from the phrase New Year's resolution. A resolution is a firm decision to do or not do something. When people make a New Year's resolution, they're promising themselves to start doing something like exercising or stop doing something like eating junk food. It also means the act of solving a problem. You might hear, she stuck to her resolution to study every day, or the two countries reached a peaceful resolution to the conflict. And finally, we have sycophant, as in, I'm sick of sycophants. A sycophant is someone who flatters powerful people to gain favor, someone who agrees with everything the boss says, even if it's wrong. You might hear, he surrounded himself with sycophants who never challenged him, or don't be a sycophant, stand up for your own ideas. That wraps up Lesson 11 of our Level S series. Remember, understanding words in context is the key to building a strong vocabulary. Use these anchor phrases, say them out loud, and try using the words in your own sentences.